Hi there, Aquarius-Pisces, and welcome to your reading. So, we are bringing the bowl of questions back. This is a bowl full of questions for us to answer with the tarot. You may already know it if you have been here with me, but I already pre-picked your question, and yours is, how do others see you? So, let's get right into it. I actually have a spread here that I used to do, and we're going to use that one. So, we're going to start by taking a look at like people's first impression of you and what they think of you. Ooh, very nice. And we'll also look into the first thing they notice and how they perceive you after they get to know you, okay? So, first impression. Oh, and also we'll look into qualities, flaws, then how people in your career see you, family, friends, and lovers, okay? So we'll look at a lot of things. But we have abundance, compassion, and gratitude. Be thankful for what is good now. So I feel like first impression from people is that you're someone very present, very grounded. I also feel like they see you as like rich queen, rich king. That may not be true, that may be, but people have this idea of you as someone very, very wise and very centered, very sure of what you want as well. And it's like, I don't know, it's almost like you're at one with your life. So even if this abundance, it's not really about money necessarily, but it's like abundance of life. You know, you're really satisfied with where you are currently and with, you know, how your life looks like. And people have this idea that you're really, really connected with your higher self as well. But they see you as someone very powerful and very in tune with who you want to be. And that's something that they actually find very attractive. But with this compassion, it's like someone that they can rely on, and someone that would be, oh my god, I'm burping so much, I'm sorry. Someone that would be like an amazing friend, and that you were always able to overcome obstacles and do the best, like make the best out of every situation and really create stability around you. They do see you as someone very healing. It's like your energy is very soothing, very welcoming as well, so they don't feel judged, misunderstood. It's actually quite the opposite. They feel safe around you. They feel safe in your environment. And it's like, I know I can lean on you because you're going to have my back, you know? So that is first impression. I feel like first impression, people really lean on you and they trust you a lot. I also feel like there's this thing of like, I feel like sometimes, maybe even especially lovers, they sometimes may think that you have like a bunch of options, and that you're, I don't know, you're probably dealing with someone, you know, you're probably dating, you're probably, you know, in a relationship. It's like you're never available. But at the same time, this could also be related with careers. Like they may think that you're someone very busy and very like committed to your work and everything. It's like, how would you have time for me? You know, how would you have time for, why would you care? You have so much going on. Why would you care about me? You know, I feel like there is this energy, but then they get surprised because apparently they feel like you care. So yeah, I feel like it's like the positives of your cusp. I feel like they really come out when people first meet you, you know, with Aquarius, really being open to everyone, not judging at all. Pisces, very compassionate, very healing, very spiritual, and people really love about that. So that's really good. Let's push this aside and, all right, let's do this here, I guess. But let's see what is the first thing that they notice. I guess it is this, I don't know, like compassion and yeah, blessings, lighten your load. I feel like the first thing that people notice is your mindset, I would say. It's like the way you deal with situations. I also feel like there's this huge thing around, they feel like it's a blessing to have met you. I feel like you are filled with wisdom. Yeah, especially with rejuvenation here as well. Reawaken and then stand stronger. Awareness, wake up, roll the clouds away and look. You may be very like, I don't know, not necessarily like life coach, but it's like, I really feel like you motivate people and you make them feel good and you always support them. Yeah, soulmate, it's how caring you are. That is the first thing that people notice, is how you really welcome them in and you always bring like a new, different perspective. So I really feel like your mindset is definitely, especially with the Mercury card here with Gemini coming through, Eight of Swords, like you really have, you have a really solid, clear mindset and a view of the world, but it's very expansive and very like open, you know, and very safe and very out there. Not in a sense that it's like very woo-woo and or anything like that. It might not be, but it's just very positive, and you try to make the best out of every situation. That is definitely what people first notice about you. I also feel like there's this realness to you. It's like you're not trying to pretend to be anyone else, and you're just trying to be yourself. You're very tapped in with this like third eye. People may think that you're not necessarily like a goddess, but people do have this impression of you of like, wow, you know so much. You know, you're so wise and centered. So that's really good. Let's see here. How do they perceive you after they get to know you? Ah, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. So we have beauty and dreams. So there's this sense of after they get to know you, it's like your first impression was already really good, right? Really centered and abundant in life, and you know, not necessarily money, but very abundant, very stable, very grounded and everything. And I feel like after the more they get to know you, they start to see that there's so much more than that. There are life experiences, there are struggles and difficulties that you had to go through, and you overcome every single one of those insecurities and every single one of those obstacles, and it's like you're always so strong and you always overcome everything. I also feel like there's this thing of like, you don't stop dreaming. You're always dreaming and you're always trying to achieve more. I also feel like they sometimes feel like this whole thing of being very centered and overcoming obstacles, it is true, but there is more to it, in the sense that I feel like sometimes people understand that may come up again and that may still be a thing from time to time, but you make the time to heal and you try to let that go and release it and try to go over it. But it's like that still haunts you from moments, like a few moments that still haunts you. But yeah, courage, be brave, be strong, believe. Like, people admire you so much. You're really on high levels here. When it comes to others, people do really look up to you and always want to know more. It's like the more they get to know you, the more they understand that there is to get to know. You know, it's like it's a never-ending place. But anemone, optimism, look up and look brightly. We also have silence, listen more, and quiet be. I also feel like there's something around, you're very compassionate, everything, but there is more. I don't know, it's like, first of all, they understand that you are a good listener, but I also feel like they understand that there is so much more that you have to say, but you don't. And it's almost like, I don't know if you use mantras or quotes or like cliche sentences a lot, but I almost feel like people, at first they see that has wisdom and everything, but I feel like that starts to change and they see this has not necessarily protection, but they start seeing this as not necessarily a mask, but it's like you have so much more to say, and that much more to say, it's personal, and it's your voice. It's not cliches or quotes or other people's words. It's your words, it's your voice. And I feel like the more they get to know you, the more they respect that voice, because they understand that you don't share that with everyone. You know, it's like I feel like you truly start to share those insecurities and wounds and deep things within your life, and that's when people are truly like, wow, that is the key, that is the gold. You know, you are already gold just by yourself and just by just by your presence, but this energy right here, the personal things that you share, that is the gold, you know. And I feel like the more people get to know you, the more grateful they are to have met you, and the more grateful they are to have you in their life, you know. I also feel like sometimes you may struggle a little bit with, not necessarily, I see this as sometimes you may struggle a little bit with committing to your potential and knowing your potential, you know, seeing your potential for what it is and believing in it and everything. And sometimes I feel like people see you comparing yourself to others and comparing yourself to maybe even to a specific person, and it's like you may bring yourself a little bit down. And I feel like people, when they get to know you, they're like, yo, you're so awesome, why are you comparing yourself to others, you know? But I definitely see that. I also feel like they have this is funny, they have this very, you know, wise and, oh my god, you're so out there, like you're unreachable, you're like out of this world kind of energy when they first meet you, but the more they get to know you, they really start to understand and to recognize your human self. You know, they start to understand that you're so much more than that, and you're actually quite funny, you're quite spicy, you know. I feel like you're quite passionate, and I don't know, you may even have a little Leo or fire energy here to your chart, and it's like, you know how to get crazy. I feel like there's that energy. It's like you're not just this spiritual self and full of wisdom and everything. You also know how to get crazy, and you also know how to have fun, and I feel like people really start to appreciate that. So it's like they essentially, the layers kind of start deepening a little bit, and they start seeing a lot more of you, and I feel like they stop putting you on that pedestal and they start bringing you down. Not that they don't admire you anymore. I feel like they admire you even more, but now they can relate even more because they know that you're human. They know that you have gone through experiences. They know that you, it's like if you got yourself into this place, then they can do that too. So I definitely feel like they see you as a leader. They see you as essentially someone that they admire a lot, and someone that they are really proud of. That is for sure. I actually feel like you have amazing people around you. And like some of these things are definitely like people that are already part of your life. So it's not people that, you know, you met and then they walked out, or something like that. It's like people that are part of your life, and people that, I'm seeing this as like, for example, family members, friends, maybe even lovers or something, career, worker, co-workers, boss, that type of energy. But it's like people really do admire you. So let's take a look at your qualities, strengths, what people perceive to be your qualities, which I feel like it's your compassion, and yeah, well-being, confidence. I also feel like you make them feel well, you make them feel confident, you know. I feel like that's definitely something that they perceive as your quality. There is no such thing as you bringing other people down. I really feel like you're always trying to bring others up, you know. And I don't think you go down on your level, you know, to bring others up. You bring them up to your level. So I really feel like that is something that they perceive as your biggest quality, is how welcoming and nice you are, and how you really support their growth and you really support their journey. I also feel like there's something around, I don't know, like there is this, it feels like there's a white bubble here around her, and then we have angel wings. So I feel like there is really this sweet, compassionate side to you that people definitely perceive as a good quality. We also had forgiveness. So there's really this thing of you may be really, really compassionate, and I feel like people really do appreciate your Pisces side a lot, but of course also the Aquarius, but that Pisces side of the compassion and everything, I feel like that is your biggest quality here. But let's see, what do they perceive as your flaws or weakness? We have closure and answers. Interesting. Passion, reconciliation. So this could be very specific, but for some, I feel like there is someone around you that may still see you have some sort of energy attached to a past person, and they're like, man, why can't you let that go? And I feel like they kind of get pissed off about it. The thing is, I think that has more to do with them. I mean, for sure, see why you may still be attached to that past person, but I feel like this thing of like them seeing that has a flaw, or has a weakness, I feel like that says more about them than it says about you, you know? So yeah, but that may be very specific. I feel like with closure here and answers, it's like sometimes it may be time for you to move away from something, but you still want to make it work. You still want to, it's like you want to persevere, you want to put in the effort, you don't want to give up on it. And I feel like sometimes people may see that has a flaw because like time has passed, come on, it's time to move on to something else. But I feel like you don't want to give up. I also feel like the opposite is true. It's like sometimes, I feel like sometimes the way people perceive you is that your flaw is that you don't always know when to give up and when to actually push through. It's like sometimes you're staying around in situations that no longer serve you, and sometimes you give up really easily in situations that actually deserve your attention and deserve your time. And I feel like sometimes people do see your weakness or your flaw as you are always able to channel so much information and so much advice to others, but when it comes to yourself, and I think this is a human thing, but when it comes to yourself, you may struggle with following your own advice and committing to your own journey. You know, it's like sometimes you may think that your journey is not important, and the fact is that it is. But I do get this feeling of like you either go one way or the other. You give up really easily, or you stay around a little bit too much in situations that don't really support you. I do see this as like karmic situations. You tend to hold on to them, but really pure and nice connections, you tend to let them go very easily, you know. And I feel like that, at least that is how people perceive you, apparently. But yeah. So now let's get into details, and let's take a look at those 4 groups. Is it four? Essentially 4 groups on career, family, friends, lovers. Okay, so let me actually see here. So, woo! For career, we have financial health. For family, life purpose. We have love from friends and courage from lovers. Definitely with courage here, there's that Leo energy. Man, people are attracted to you. But we'll get into that. So let's start here talking about family. About career, we have financial health. So I really feel like people see you with a lot of potential to accomplish a lot and to make a lot of things happen. I feel like they are really, whether this is boss, coworkers, doesn't really matter, but I really feel like people are really proud and really satisfied with your work and with what you do. With this insecurity, I feel like sometimes they feel like you don't see that in yourself, and they may need to kind of push you, or it's like sometimes they may need to do things for you that are for your highest good, and it is because you wouldn't put yourself in that position. So I would even say this, I would even see this as, for example, sometimes people have to give you a promotion because you don't ask for it or something like that, you know? It's like, it's not that you lack ambition or that you lack drive, but I feel like sometimes people feel like you deserve so much more. And this could be like, for example, sometimes coworkers may think that you deserve a lot more, and they go and give a good word to your boss or something because you don't do that for yourself. You know, you don't praise yourself enough. You don't praise your accomplishments enough. And I feel like that's something that they definitely, you know, would like for you to do more, because you deserve all the good. And they really, again, they really do admire you, and they really love your job. So, yeah, I also feel like there's this thing around, especially around coworkers. You could be in like a position of power, but at the very least, people really do admire you, and it's like they always feel safe around you. Whenever they are feeling down, I really feel like people feel like they can count on you, you know? And it's like you're gold. Just you, for who you are gold. And there is this feeling of like you're really, really abundant and generous and a really solid, good person. So we also have here, make the effort. Oh wow, this is interesting. I was getting downloads for the family part, but we'll talk about it. But with the make the effort, I really feel like this is definitely talking about like your courage and your effort into making things happen when it comes to your career, and how you don't give up on your goals, you don't give up on the things that make sense to you. And I also feel like there is this like, you pour your heart into what you do. You know, you're not just here to half-ass things. If you're going to do something, you're going to do it right. And I feel like sometimes they also see you like overworking and not really resting too much. And it's like, there is this feeling of like you want to prove yourself. And I feel like sometimes people are scared, or like they worry if you're really actually taking the time for yourself and taking the time to rest. But yeah, we also have here the 6 of Cups. That is actually beautiful, because it's this feeling of feeling like a soulmate, you know, feeling like people are connected with you and that you really do matter. I also see this 6 of Cups has like community, so you really do matter for your community, and they really feel welcomed by your presence and by your work. And it's like your acts of service, they really do matter. And I do get this feeling around environment, your work environment. I really feel like people feel really, really welcomed with who you are, essentially. But Oh, that is interesting. Bottom of the deck, we have 2 Empress. So Empress here, and then Empress, shining, glow up, self-love. I'm even seeing this as perhaps how you see yourself or what is happening around your energy right now. It's like you could be having a glow up and starting to heal a few things, and I definitely feel like you're on the right path. But let's get back here into, oh, that's sweet, into career, and we have soulmate. So I definitely feel like people feel just so connected with you. We have connection, chemistry, relationship, so that's really beautiful. They just feel really welcomed, and this is also about like clients, if that is the case, but just like the community appreciates your service and appreciates your work. That is definitely something that they value a lot. So now getting into family, we have here life purpose, impatience, relationship, Ace of Wands, reconciliation, relationship, reconciliation, Ace of Wands, and dating. So for your family, this is interesting. One thing that I was picking upon, and this is quite huge, with this life purpose and reconciliation, there is a feeling of not necessarily you reincarnating as a lost loved one. So for example, maybe your parents lost their parents already, or even their grandparents, you know, and it's almost like they feel that you have the same spirit as that person that they lost, and there is this feeling, or at least maybe you have lost someone and they feel like this person is around you and they're really guiding you, and you have this I don't know, it's almost like you're their younger version, something like that, or older version, depends, but there's really, they really feel like there is this connection between you and that higher being, possibly because of that Pisces side. They may feel like you're really tapped into that spiritual self, not necessarily spirituality, but they just feel like there's something going on in the 5D, and it's like, it's powerful, but they definitely get this feeling of you're it, you know, you're it, and you're doing a lot with that person's guidance, and they really feel like you're building really good roots for yourself, and that this person here would be really proud. With this impatience, I kind of feel like they have a few things to say about your love life. Take this however it resonates, and you know, you can ignore it if you choose to do so, but they kind of have this feeling, not that you were a player, but they have this feeling that you don't settle, and that you're like, you may be going from one person to the other, and you get a bit impatient around certain things or around certain situations, and it's like sometimes they feel like you should have given it, or you should give it a bit more time before you would walk away and you would give up on things. I really feel like there could be like a specific person that they were really supportive of, and things just ended, and you know, it doesn't matter. In this case, I'm not here to tell you if it was the right decision or not. That is up to you to determine. We're just looking here from your family's perspective, and in this case, they're feeling like this was actually a really good relationship and you just let it go. Maybe it wasn't the case, but they do have this idea of you as a little, again, not necessarily player, but like dating around and not really settling, and I feel like they would like to see that, you know, they would like to see you settling with someone soon. This could especially be like a family, an older family member, like a parent or something, that they would like to see their kids and having a family, you know, just building a very solid foundation with someone in a relationship. But you do you. Maybe you feel like it's not the right time, or maybe you actually are with someone else, and this past person that they were super supportive, maybe it wasn't really aligned with you, and you know that better than anyone. But I definitely feel like your family has a few things to say here around your love life, but they also see you as like potential to date a lot. So even if that thing of like you don't stay around with this past person long enough, I feel like there is this feeling of like they see you as someone super attractive and like a bunch of good qualities for you to date a lot of people. So they have hope. You know, they have hope that you will find someone. They could also like see you going on a lot of dates or something, having a lot of opportunities, and they definitely see that in you. But I definitely get a little bit of like, sometimes they may see you as a player. Again, I'm not saying that you are, but sometimes they may see you as, you're just playing around and having fun, and maybe especially if they are a bit more conservative, it's like they don't understand that. It's like, if you kiss someone, marry that person, you know? They could be a little bit in that energy, when in reality, that's not really what happens. I think sometimes it may happen, I don't know. But yeah, so let's get into friends. So before I talk about a specific friend, I do want to talk about like overall, because I feel like that specific friend, it is going to be very specific, and it is going to be, they have a couple of things to say. But when it comes to friends, they love you. They freaking love you. It's like, I feel like they find you very funny. They find you very welcoming, and it's like you always have so much to give, and you always have so much to bring to the world, and I feel like that's something that they definitely appreciate. And they definitely, I don't know, I feel like they feel grateful to have you in their life, you know, they feel grateful to be able to know you, and it's like the more the friendship deepens, you know, in overall, I feel like this is your overall friends, the more the friendship deepens and the relationships deepen, the more they get to know different sides of you, and the more they get excited to know you, and the more they feel grateful to know you. I also feel like there's something around like certain situations that I feel like you really give good advice, and it's like, man, what would I do without you, you know? I feel like there is this really amazing side to you that is really, I really feel like you have a big connection with that Pisces side. You have a big connection to the, like, your spirit guides, to I don't know, people have this notion of like angelic guidance, and I definitely feel like that's something they appreciate. However, let's get into a specific friend, because there is clearly someone here that has feelings for you, romantic feelings, I mean. This could be someone that, you know, it's not like a close friend. It could, for example, be like a coworker, but you actually are friends. You're a little bit more than just coworkers. This could also be someone that it's just very recent, you know, and you are friends, but, you know, you can't really say that you're anything else more. But I would definitely say that the thing is, it's interesting that they're showing up in your friend group and not in your lovers group. And it's also interesting that we have this unrequited love. So it's almost like this person is not here because maybe it's unrequited love and you don't feel the same, or they think that you don't feel the same. But there's definitely someone here that has feelings for you like crazy. This could be a fire sign, it doesn't have to be, but we do have Aries, Leo, Sag coming through. But I definitely feel like there is someone here that would love an opportunity with you. I feel like they do hope for it. They are a bit hopeful around it. They could also be younger than you, by the way, but they do hope for it, and I feel like they fantasize a little bit about it. But I also, at the same time, I feel like there is this feeling of nothing is ever going to happen, so it's like, it's impossible. I should stop dreaming about this, but I can't. And I do feel like there is this feeling of like, they feel super protected and safe with you. They feel empowered with you. They feel this, maybe even like a spiritual bond with you, you know, but I feel like this is someone that really does admire you, and they would love to have that type of relationship with you. Let's pull here a little bit more information around this person. Knight of Wands, so definitely a fire sign, but Knight of Wands, this is usually my player card, and especially with the Five of Swords here. For some of you, it could be like a friends with benefits, but where at least it's someone that is very, very attracted to you, and maybe that's why it's so recent. It's because or it's like it's still in the friend stage or something, is because I feel like they're still getting to know you, and all they see right now could be the physical side, you know, could be the physical attraction and not much more, but they are definitely attracted to you. We even have here dominant, jealous, protection, rushing in. I feel like this is how they see you. They see you as someone being very dominant, and I feel like that kind of turns them on, to be honest. But they do see you as someone that there's this feeling of like the protection that we were talking about. It's like you feel really safe, and it's like I feel like they also feel like you'll always come to the rescue whenever they need, and that's something that they really definitely appreciate. But to be honest, I feel like this is someone that you may not be totally into. or at least you're not into right now, or you're not really thinking about that right now. And I kind of feel like they're fantasizing about it, but I'm not sure if something's gonna happen here. But anyways, getting into lovers. We could have a very specific person here coming through, but we do have Gemini, we have that Leo. There's definitely loads of physical attraction here. Your lovers, past lovers, current lovers, future lovers, whatever the case may be, just potential lovers, whoever it is. But I definitely feel like they see you as someone, first of all, with this gifts card, they see you as someone very, very generous, someone very kind and caring. And especially with the lovers, it's like you give so much love to them and to the situations, and there's definitely that thing of the compassion, right? I also feel like they admire your work drive. It's like you're always trying to do more. You're always it's like your ambition. I feel like they really admire that about you. You're always trying to achieve more, create more, and do more, and that is something that they admire. Maybe sometimes they feel like they lack that, and they may compare themselves a little bit to you in that aspect, but it's like you're always ready to do more. I also feel like especially if you are in a relationship, there could be someone here that wants to have a child with you, but or maybe you just make that very known and very public. It's like, one day I do want to have children, and your lovers really admire that. But I also see this as everyone that kind of gets into this lover energy with you, they do imagine themselves having kids with you, and they feel like you would be an amazing, amazing parent. I also feel like there is this, like, we were talking before about this thing of like being unreachable, and I feel like sometimes they feel that. I feel like they do put you on this pedestal, and it's like, man, you're too good to be true. I feel like that is the energy. You're too good to be true. Something's gonna go down eventually, and I feel like they kind of bring themselves down a bit because they think that it's impossible to have you, but they do really admire you a lot. And I feel like your lovers definitely have this feeling of you being a soulmate and you being someone that they can definitely count on. I also feel like there is this thing of like being a blessing, because there is this thing of like you're too good to be true, but then you show this really caring and nice side, and they just fall even more in love with you, and they're like, oh man, you really are different from what I'm used to deal with. And I feel like that's something they definitely appreciate and that they definitely love about you. Okay, so let's see, to finish this off, is there anything else that we need to know? Any messages? Anything? Okay, interesting. So we have the Knight of Cups. How do you want to go? Okay, so I kind of feel like it's this way. 8 of Cups, Knight of Cups, and the 4 of Cups. I feel like we're this way. So that is what it is. 8 of Cups, 4 of Cups, and Knight of Cups. So lots of Cups energy. I feel like this is related with love. Or at least it's related with your heart. And take this as career if it resonates. We did see this Queen of Pentacles here. But there is this feeling of like something that perhaps you walked away and now is like a missed opportunity. You may have the chance to, it's like, grab that cup that the universe is offering you. It's like the universe is offering the opportunity to bring that energy, bring that opportunity back. It is going to be up to you to take that opportunity. So again, this could be related with career, maybe a certain lost opportunity, and you're having the possibility to bring it back into action. This could also be about a lover. Maybe it is about that reconciliation and this person from the past that your family really wanted you to take a chance on. Maybe there is this feeling of like you also think that this person is like unrequited love, and in fact it's very requited love, you know. But there is definitely something that your guides are encouraging you to do. Let's try and get some more information. Travel, honeymoon, power couple. So it could be about, especially if you're already in a relationship, it could just be about, you know, putting an end to a conflict and deepening the bond here, you know. Oh my. Maybe it's about creating conflict. Man, I don't want to tell you to break up with anyone, but there's clearly this thing of ending some conflict with a past person, have ex reconciliation, past wounds. Maybe, again, maybe this is just about ending the conflict between you and your current partner, and those conflicts could be coming up because of past wounds, and it's time to put an end to that and to heal that and break that cycle for you to be able to create a new beginning here between the two. But there is definitely here some movement that wants to happen, and your guides are encouraging you to do that. A lot of like travel and distance here, so you may need to go and meet someone or make some physical moves and physical changes. But there is clearly this Empress-Emperor power couple energy. I do feel like this is something that is really truly aligned with you, this relationship here, or if this is about a work situation, then it's definitely about like your cusp energies are definitely going to be balanced. Okay, so I feel like your guys just want to give you a green light. It's like, hey, it's time to do it. It's time to go. It's been too long. Now it's time to move. So yeah, there's this thing of like deception. You thought that it was over, but surprise, it's not. And call it in your soulmate. It's like trust. This could lead to marriage, you know. Keep an open mind. We have true love here as well. I definitely feel like there is this thing of like commit to what you want. It's not just about passion and moving towards it with passion. It's about committing to that and trusting your guides that if they are offering you that cup again, it's because you're ready for it and the time has come for it. Okay, so that may be a very specific message, but I guess someone needed to hear that. It's like it's time to move towards a particular person, towards a particular opportunity that you may have thought that it was lost or that it was doomed or something. It is not. Okay, it is not. So yeah, I think those are the messages that are coming through here. So Aquarius-Pisces, I was going to say Capricorn-Aquarius. Some of you are dealing with a Capricorn-Aquarius and don't have to. But Aquarius-Pisces, this is what I have for you. I hope it resonated. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to smash the like button for me and to subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to be part of our self-care community, you can check the link below for my Patreon. That way you will also support me and my work, and I really appreciate that. There's also going to be a link below for private reading in case you want to dive deep into any of these things that we've talked about. And you can also check out my pick of cards on the Bird's Nest Tarot. Okay, so I love it very much. I wish you the best, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.